Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a tour of the box that I worked out of as an automotive technician. It's a Husky. It's not a Snap-on, it's not a Matco, it's a Husky. And I have enjoyed it. It's held up pretty well. Have it, I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now. I bought it in 2019. So it has a nice hutch on it, nice workspace here, cabinet. It's an 83-inch box, nice big top drawer. Starting with the hutch, we have a monitor hung in the corner. I use this with a HDMI cable to plug in my scan tools. Makes it easier to pull codes and look at diagnostic stuff on there. Got some work lights on the side, lots of magnetic stuff, makes it nice and organized, easy to hang on to stuff. We have a 3-way charger here, the Type-C, the iPhone charger, and the mini USB. It's nice because you can just plug it into one USB port and I can charge all sorts of stuff. We have the Streamlight Stinger and the Streamlight Stinger charger mounted back here. That is by far the best flashlight in my opinion as a mechanic. People in law enforcement use them as well. I hung a light bar up in the back there. This sign here was actually given to me by one of my buddies that I put an alternator on his wife's car for. He paid me with that sign. I think it's pretty cool. Got lots of Snap-on and Milwaukee stuff and pretty neat little American flag there. Over here we have a little fan. This was nice for the summertime. Get a little breeze blowing over here while you're doing some paperwork on top of your hutch when it's really hot in the shop. Over here is my little organization tray, lotion to keep your hands nice and moisturized in the winter so they don't dry out and crack. Extra Streamlight battery. Here's a push rod from the very first cam and lifter set I did on a Hemi. We got magnet pickups here. We got ASE badges from all the ASE tests I took. We'll go over that later in the semester. A little knife. I like to have a knife in my box. Another Harbor Freight work light. It's magnetic. This is an awesome light. You can get them for a little over $20 a piece. Pretty good deal. Here's some hooks. When I was a technician, I would hang keys up right there. A little Milwaukee battery holder. And all of my bigger Milwaukee batteries here. Alright, moving over to the side, we have some more magnetic trays. These are awesome for staying organized. That is super important as a technician. Here we have a Milwaukee battery charging setup. Now this Husky box has 2 power strips, one of them right here, and one of them in the back of the hutch there. Lots of electrical hookups. It makes it nice and easy to stay organized and have everything easy accessible. Starting here in the top drawer, I have a variety of tools, guys. I have Snap-on, Milwaukee, Tecton, Blue Point, Amazon stuff, Sunex, 1/2-inch drive stuff. These are wobble sockets. If you guys haven't seen them, they're swivel impact sockets. These are Sunex brand. I have 1/2-inch, 3/8 and quarter, and Sunex metric 1/2-inch drive set here. Sunex metric 3/8 drive set. These are my big standard sockets for working on the fire trucks that I used to work on. Some Harbor Freight sockets. This is the first axle nut socket set that I bought. 12-point stuff back here. Here's a little 15 millimeter that I turned into a temperature sensor socket for Ford Explorer transfer cases. I used to put a bunch of those in. Back here we have some torque stuff. We have an oil filter strap wrench, which is really handy for super tight filters. There's a Toyota cup, a cup for a Cummins, all sorts of little neat stuff. The star pattern sockets here. You'll see those every now and then. 12-point 1/2-inch drive for lots of imports have 12-point axle nut sockets. It's handy to have those. We have our chrome 1/4-inch swivels here. Those are handy. Sometimes you have to have those when a impact won't fit because this angle here is a lot steeper than the impact grade will allow. So it's nice to have both of those. I like to keep everything labeled nice and neat. So we have stubby 3/8 drive sockets here. These are nice for getting in tight spaces. They're super short. See, this 21 is super short compared to this 21. So there's a good height difference. And these are made by Capri. So another really good brand, lifetime warranty. Got my spark plug socket set here. These are nice, they're magnetic inside. So you loosen the spark plug up in the hole, the spark plug sticks into the socket, and you don't have to go digging in the hole to try to find it. This is made by Aries, another company that I buy from on Amazon. Really good products. 14 millimeter for some import stuff, 5/8 and 9/16 as well. So it covers almost everything you're going to need. And we have oil pressure O2 sensor sockets here. These are a bunch of standard socket trays, triple square sockets for Mercedes and stuff like that. Have an oh no box. I keep my easy outs in here for rounded off nuts and stuff. These sockets really help to get rounded off nuts that are rusted. You can smack them on the nut or the bolt, and those teeth right there grab pretty well. So something to keep in mind. These I got off Amazon. I have no complaints with them either. There's the brand name for those. Tecton. I like Tecton stuff. I have 1/2 inch, 3/8 and 1/4 inch torque wrenches made by Tecton. American company, made right here in the States. Lifetime warranty on everything. Moving on, this is my wrench drawer. Needs a little bit of organization, but I consolidated stuff, so it's kind of packed in there. There's a Tecton name again. These are 1/2 inch drive crow's feet. They're good for hydraulic lines and big stuff like that. And I really like these because I have a full set of wrenches in this amount of space, and it's more adaptable to use these than it is these. You can put these on a ratchet and angle them however you want, where if you just had these, you got to have a lot more room. All right, we got flex head sander wrenches, ratchet wrenches. These are awesome. Crow's feet, metric. These are handy. They're good for lines and stuff like that. They like to strip easy, stuff made out of aluminum, because this has this little ridge on both sides and keeps it nice and tight. Moving on, some Sunex stubby standard wrenches. Lots of uses for those. Sunex again, standard. These are not standard, these are metric stubby wrenches. Adjustable wrench. Now these are really handy for bell housing bolts and stuff like that. These are made by Platinum. You can find them on Amazon as well. This is a dual-sided ratchet wrench. So it has an offset there, and you can change which way it ratchets right here. So a selectable direction, flex head, and each ratchet, to keep things nice and consolidated, each ratchet wrench is a different size on different ends. So you have 15 and 13. And this set goes from 8 millimeter all the way up to 19. And I have a gear wrench, 21 millimeter as well. Metric stubby flex heads here. These are handy for all kinds of stuff as well. You can get in tight spaces with these that you wouldn't fit other tools. So these would be on the list of my tools to get fairly quickly. They are a time saver a lot of times. And the gear wrench, metric, non-flex head ratchet wrenches. Down here we have the screwdriver pry bar drawer. We got T-handle Torxes, Allen heads, standard and metric both. We have a stethoscope, mechanic stethoscope. All my scrapers are in this drawer. Crow's feet right here. Those are handy for suspension work. We have a plastic trim tool for inside of dashes. Lots of picks, hose picks to help you get stuff off. lines and stuff like that. And we have the small picks to help grab O-rings and small components like that. Moving down, this is kind of my drill bit drawer. Lots of drill bits and Phillips head bits, all kinds of stuff like that. My grinder attachments, plastic rivet gun, all my fuel line quick connect stuff. Then you have brake caliper hangers. These are handy. So when you're doing a brake job, your caliper is not just dangling by the brake line. You can hang it on a hook. This is the front wheel drive serpentine tool kit. It's super handy when you're trying to put a belt on something and you don't have much room. Move it on down. Hammer drawer, lots of different hammers. We have a bushing and seal driver set. It's really handy. This is aluminum, so it is a lot less likely to scar stuff up than if you were using something made out of hard metal. Here we have the air hammer fan clutch kit. We have the Astro wheel bearing press kit. That's nice for mobile work. If you don't have a hydraulic press, you can use this thing. Lots of air hammer attachments, chisels, punches, stuff like that in here. Not going to get into all that. Bottom drawer is nice and big. Have a fan clutch tool, slide hammer sets down here. My terminal wiring set is in this drawer. My Altel scan tool. Also, my big hard cases are in here. Now, this is a thermal imaging camera, and there are lots of neat uses for it that we can talk about in the future. But it's one of those purchases that I didn't think I would use, but I absolutely love it in the automotive field. And this is just kind of a junk bin down here. Extra stuff, tire gauge, I don't use anymore. Extra hammers. We have the plier drawer at the top right here. All kinds of neat stuff in this drawer I could talk about forever. These are hose pinch off pliers. They help you from keeping a mess off of the floor. So if you're changing a water pump, you can close the hose off, yank that water pump off, and slap it back on and not lose much coolant, because this is restricting the coolant from coming through your hose. Super handy tool. Here's a caliper compressor. It's ratcheting. So this threads out and expands and will compress a caliper and do so without damaging it. So that's a handy tool to have. All kinds of fun stuff in that drawer. Here's my socket, my ratchet and extension drawer. Lots of ratchets in here, swivel head 1/4 inch stuff, standard 1/4 inch. We got Harbor Freight stuff, gear wrench stuff, snap-on ratchet there, flex head gear wrench. I use it all, guys. I have all sorts of tools. Whatever does the job is what you're going to find in my box. My electrical drawer is kind of a mess, but we have all kinds of cool stuff in here. We have a camera, stick down in holes and cylinders and stuff like that. Fluke multimeter, my jump box here, battery charger, Altel power probe. Got to be careful with those, but they're handy once you know how to use them. Fuses, just random stuff that I can grab quickly. Bottom right drawer is a lot of my rotomolded cases in here. We got compression tester, fuel pressure tester, the specialized brake caliper compressor. We have a 3-jaw puller. We have a tire plug kit. We have a coolant vacuum fill and a coolant pressure tester. Timing light. Don't really need those that much these days, but it's nice to have. We have a Mighty Vac pressure and vacuum pump. A 3-jaw puller. Power steering pulley puller. Head gasket tester there. This is a different style coolant pressure tester. And in here is all the Milwaukee stuff. Nice door here. And all my drills are up here. impacts are down here and extra fluids and stuff down there.